Good morning, I hope you're having an absolutely fantastic day. It is currently 8:05 on the 14th of March. I know in my last video I said February and I did actually fix that in editing, but I don't know what happened during rendering. Something must have happened, I don't know, to be honest. But yeah, anyway, I know I made a mistake, but sometimes that's just how the world works. For those of you who actually watched the entire video of my previous video, it was 23 minutes long in the end, which was completely unplanned. But if you if you did actually watch the entire video, thank you so much. It was a long video, but it was really important to me that I just got that message out there, and the fact that I'm just happy, and I wanted to share that for once instead of being bummed out on this channel, which is what a lot of the earlier stuff was, because that was when I was in a bad place, and I just wanted to show where I've actually come from since then. So it meant a lot to me that people actually watched that, even though it was rambly as hell. It wasn't anything that people should care about really, but I wanted to make that video, and it meant a lot to me that I got great feedback from it, so thank you. Anyway, on to the main topic of this video. I received this in the mail yesterday, which is, if you have been on this channel before, it's a delivery from Pact Coffee, because of course. This is yet another micro lot, which you can tell by the black bag, and they've actually changed the bag design. It's now got the Pact logo here, which is subtle, but I like it. It's not just a plain black bag. So this is there's the details of the coffee. So this is the Sitio Senor Niquino. So this is a medium roast Brazilian, roasted on the 9th of March, so 5 days ago. It was packed on the 12th, got to me yesterday on the 13th. I'm now doing it on the 14th. When I opened this up, it was the strangest, most exciting smell. It was I wonder if it's still there now. It's not on the actual beans anymore because I've put them in a jar where loads of other coffee's been. Yeah, it just smells like peanut butter. Genuinely. Imagine you've got a tub of I don't know any peanut butter brands. Reese's? Does Reese's actually make peanut butter? I know they make peanut butter flavoured things. Imagine you got a jar of Reese's peanut butter, or any peanut butter, open it up and smell that. That is what this is like. Genuinely, it's insane. I was so excited when I smelled it. Because first thing I do when I open it, I obviously smell the beans. And I was so excited, I went out the kitchen, and I'd just seen my flatmate when I came back in with the coffee, and I went, smell this, god damn it, smell this. What does it smell like? And I was so excited I just had to share it with someone else, because I've had, obviously when I smell coffee, I can smell slight undertones, but normally it just smells like coffee with undertones. This smelled like it was peanut butter. It was strange, but it was so exciting. I do have the coffee brewed. I'm hoping that it doesn't cool down too much by the time I actually get onto tasting it, which I'm quite worried about at this point. I've already been recording for 7 minutes because I keep making mistakes. Another mistake was this time on Pact's behalf. They sent me 2 of the cards, so I don't know what I'm going to do with the other one. Maybe you use it as a bookmark or something. Is there anything else that I need to say? I don't think so. So here's the card for the coffee, and there's the back. So I'm going to read you this bit as normal. Sitio Senor Niquino was actually the nickname of Luis Paulo's grandfather, which Luis has kept as a mark of respect and gratitude. With an altitude of 1,100 meters above sea level and an average annual rainfall of between 125 and 140 millimeters, Sitio Senor Niquino boasts verdant, well-preserved native forests and helps sustain the local environment. The farm itself is made up of 25 hectares of land. Right, what is a hectare? Is it an acre? I feel like it's an acre. I don't know whether I'm just being an idiot, but I feel like that's one of them words that, I don't know. I don't know whether I'm going to cut that bit out or just leave it in because I'm being an idiot. 18 of which I use for growing coffee. The rest is set aside for growing bananas and eucalyptus. Luis and his team tend to harvest a number of varietals, including yellow bourbon, red bourbon, cachucai, which I've never heard of, and Acacia, which again, never heard of. Apparently it's a berry or something, I don't know. All the coffee grown here is processed at the nearby sister farm Pereira, which has a huge mill and drying facilities, as well as a close connection with the Sitio Senor Naquino. This coffee has a refined sugar sweetness and a biscuity undertone which provide a great base for the blackcurrant and fig flavours. The acidity is light like grapes, and the mouthfeel is round and full. So it sounds like a really nice coffee. There was actually 2 coffees at pact at the moment that I really wanted to try. There was an El Salvador one, which was part of their, what's their main range called? Selected? I don't know. It was part of their like main range, but this part of the micro lot, and yeah, sounded really nice. And I don't think I've ever had fig notes in a coffee before, so I'm really excited to try that. So, by the way, it's a pulp natural process. I'm hoping for quite a fruity sweetness to it, which hopefully we'll get. I've brewed it in an AeroPress. I would normally brew in a V60 for the first time when trying coffee, but my filters have run out, so I don't actually have any V60 filters. I went to get some the other day, but they only had size 2 and I need size 1, which was quite annoying, but you know, I still have the AeroPress. It's still a good brew method, it's just not the best. So I've got the coffee in the C mug, obviously. Okay, so the nose on it isn't that strong. It's really mild, but it's similar to when it was brewing, which was very different to the peanut butter nose that I got when I actually smelled the beans. When brewing, it was a nutty biscuit, like what are the nutty biscuits called? Like a hobnob. That's what it was like. It was like a hobnob. So it was really strong while brewing, but it's a little bit more delicate now. So let's give it a try. Okay, that's good. It's not too cold. It's actually perfect temperature. Okay, so the first thing that strikes me is that biscuit baseline. That is definitely spot on. It is like a nutty biscuit. And then on top of that, them fig notes. It's like a jammy fig roll. Yeah, I'd really liken it to a fig roll actually, because it's got that biscuit outside and that jammy fig sweetness in the centre. And that's what this coffee is like. It's not particularly complex. It is quite a simplistic coffee. So you've got that fig, you've got the biscuit. The acidity, it is very light, so they've got that spot on as well. I hate it when I am just like reiterating what the card says, and I often like don't try to read the card beforehand. So I hate it when I am reiterating what the card says, but they have nailed it this time, pretty much. There's a little bit of like, I'm trying to pinpoint the sweetness, because I don't think it's refined sugar, like what they've said. I think it's more like a brown sugar sweetness. But it is that like sweet, natural fruitiness that you'd come to expect from a natural pulped process. Because those of you who don't know, the natural process is where they just leave the fruit on the bean instead of washing it off. So you get a lot of the fruity sweetness, which is probably where the fig comes from as well. Because I hear what's it called? Cascara? is the cherry. I hear that's like similar to a fig fruit. So I think that's where a lot of these fig notes are coming from, that natural process, and the cascara like flavors. Like I don't know what's wrong with me this morning. Jesus. Oh Jesus! I just like spilt the coffee. No. Yeah, the acidity is really light. I wouldn't say it's grape-like. I don't know what to describe it as though, because it isn't as strong as like an apple or a lemon lime. But I think it's lighter than a grape's acidity, especially white grapes. So maybe it's a red grape acidity. When I said I disagreed with it, I was thinking more along white grape lines. But yeah, it's maybe more like a red grape acidity. It is a nice coffee, but it's not particularly complex at all. It doesn't provoke exploration into the coffee, which is something that I really like in a coffee. I like thought-provoking, explorative coffees. This isn't that. This is a simplistic, minimal coffee. It's a really nice coffee to have on, I'd say, just an average everyday basis. The only problem with that is that it is quite expensive. So if you don't like paying a lot for coffee, then if you didn't know, Pact has 3 ranges. They have their home range, house range. They have their house range that I think sells for $6.95 per 250 grams. They have their main range, which is $7.95 per 250 grams. And they have their micro lot range, which is $8.95 per 250 grams. And I'm saying that, but I believe all them prices are the Pioneer prices, which is when they raised all their prices and kept the people who were there from the beginning, like me. They kept their prices the same, so I think all them prices might actually be £1 more than that. I'm not too sure on that. Oh, I haven't discussed the mouthfeel. I guess I kind of mentioned it. It is that jammy mouthfeel, so it's a little bit thicker than just normal, like average coffees. Yeah, it's that jammy, almost like milky acidity, mouthfeel. It's that jammy body, kind of like a whole milk. I'd say it's a little bit less thick than a whole milk, I'd say. It's a decent coffee, but it's definitely not one of my favourite from Pact. Not to say that it isn't good at all. It is very nice. The fig notes are really like outstanding, and the biscuit just perfectly balanced with that. It's just not adventurous enough for me. So I'd probably give it, I don't think it's bad enough to get 3.5, but I think 4's too much. So I'd probably give it a 3.5 stars out of 5. Which isn't to say that it isn't bad at all. It's a perfectly nice coffee. It's really nice coffee. It's just not my cup of tea or cup of coffee, if you'd prefer. Anyway, that's probably where I'm going to end this recording, because I've been really bad at recording today. I've been making so many mistakes, and I'm just not, like, I don't know what it is. I'm in a good mood. I can't get my thoughts together. I can't, like, make accurate takes. I don't know what's wrong with me this morning, but I had to make it today because this was the first time I'm trying the coffee. And the last coffee I had, I didn't review. But yeah, I'll end this video here. So PS, call me Cameron.